Hi everybody, it's National Drinking Straw Day. On this day in 1888, Maven G. Stone, yes, the Maven G. Stone, got a patent on the first paper straw. But for us as singers, it's National Singing Straw Day! Woo. Straws have been very trendy as a semi-occluded vocal tract exercise, or SOVTE, tool in singing for a number of years. And in fact, some people are even manufacturing special straws and selling them specifically for singers. Some are so fancy that you can even wear them on a chain around your neck. I just wish I'd thought of that. For that matter, I wish I'd thought of accompanist. I'd be wealthy. Anyway, today I want to talk about why we use the straw and give you 5 things that you can do with a straw. But first, let's think about the kind of straws we need to use. You can use a rigid straw, whether that is a hard plastic straw like this, which is wet, or a stainless steel one, or another plastic one. Oops, there it goes. Or you can use a flexible straw like a silicone straw, or a plastic straw with a bendy thing in it. You can use a soda straw, again, this wet one of the stainless steel ones, or you can use a coffee straw like this, or like, what happened to that one I had? I had another one that was a little wider. Oh well. Yeah, you can use this kind. This is what I use anyway. Oh, here it is. Brown one. You can use this kind of a straw, or you can use this one, or you can use the little skinny ones from Starbucks. I don't like those personally. The material of the straw is going to affect how you can manipulate it. Will you be able to squeeze it or bend it? If it's stainless steel, nope. If it's silicone, yeah. If it's plastic, yeah, depending on the plastic. The one that I have in my glass over there, no, I can't bend that one. The size of the straw is going to affect your resistance. The smaller and narrower the straw, the greater the resistance. If it's too narrow, like the Starbucks is one for me, it might create too much resistance. So you have to try it out and see what works for you. And as I've been exploring this, I've also seen that the shape of it makes a difference. I was blowing into straight straws versus bent straws, stainless steel straws. And, okay, so these are about the same size. That little bend gives me a little bit more resistance than this one does. Not much. You might not even be able to hear it. But I can feel it. So that's something to think about. So I want to give you 5 things that you can do with the straw today. And I've drawn most of these from Alan Henderson's Uses of the Straw handout, which I found on Nikki Loney's Full Voice website. There are more, a lot more, and you can check them all out at your leisure, but I've picked 5. So when we're thinking about inhalation, I'm going to use this kind. I'm going to use the plastic ones that I can manipulate a little bit more. You can play with pinching the end of the straw while you inhale through it. If I close it completely and try to suck in air, personally, I feel a lot of tension in my throat when I do that. If I give it a little pinch, I keep an openness in here, but I'm also getting resistance in my muscles inside my body. I've never really done much of that with the straw for inhalation. And I find it better with this one than this one. I usually use the straw for exercises of exhalation because that's what we're singing on. We're singing on the exhalation, not the inhalation. So, for example, if you sing a single note and then you take the straw in and out of your mouth, you're working on trying to keep that breath flow even. So if I go, I'm going to do an E vowel behind my lips. It changes somewhat because my lips are rounding around the straw. I'm going to do ooh. I'm really focusing on keeping that even. For registration transitions, and this is an Ingo Tietze, one of his 5 favorite exercises, I'm going to do a 2-octave siren starting on a G and work down. I'm going to do an oboe. Warning, head rush. But the evenness of that resistance is going to help you help you maneuver through your registers more easily. This one is a big one for me, and this one you could use a really small straw for because it doesn't matter. Honestly, you could use a pencil for this. I have a tendency to pull my tongue back, or I used to. If I do, that does tend to make you drool a bit. So that is something to watch out for about doing that in polite company. Notice that when you do that exercise, that you should keep your tongue, don't let your tongue get flat. You don't want to be going, oh, because it will sound like that. Oh, oh. That's going to sound horrible no matter what. And another thing, last thing to think about is to cool down if your voice is tired or just for grins and giggles. Insert a straw into a glass of water. Don't go more than a half a glass, especially if you have a tendency to overblow, because otherwise you are going to get a face full of water. Do not ask me how I know. So if you do an exercise and you insert it about an inch or so into the water, not all the way to the bottom. If I don't give it enough air pressure, my bubbles aren't going to be even. If I give too much, I'll have a face full of water, and I'm going to pass on doing that right now because I've done that in public before. This is a visual aid. This is easy on the voice, so it's not going to stress you out too much when you're doing it. So, you know, this is not something, there's not a lot of resistance when you're doing this. It's mainly a visual aid to see, am I giving enough even air pressure? And if I am, cool. And then I have water to drink when I'm done. So these are the exercises that I drew from Alan's work. Also, a straw can be used when you're in need of practicing and the circumstances aren't ideal. You're coming from work or school and going to an audition, and you're walking from your car or the subway to the venue. Will there be a practice room when you get there? Will you be allowed to warm up at all? Sometimes they'll have signs up that say no practicing. That's when the straw comes in handy. You could practice while you're walking down the street. Or if you need to run through something and you're at work, grab a straw, hit the restroom, go in a stall and do your business, so to speak. Of course, you can do things besides using straws. You can send sound through nearly closed lips. You can do lip or tongue trills. You can even sing behind a hand clamped over your mouth. And maybe when it's National Clamp Your Hand Over Your Mouth Day, I'll do a video about some of those exercises. Thank you very much. Happy practicing and Happy New Year.